So I finally feel like I have organized myself enough to get back to work. There should really be nothing holding me back. Car is serviced, my condo's clean, my I did a lot of winter or spring cleaning. I mean not spring, fall cleaning. I have seen every almost all my specialists. I've been on my medications. I'm good on that, which, by the way, I'll be sharing with you shortly. Um, and yeah, yeah. So I'm pretty much caught up with everything. I took a little break, actually, a long break. I feel like I started back in February. I actually started my venture for medical attention back in um, November. I was October of last year, so it's been 1 year. And then since that point, it took me till about February to really decide whether or not I was going to take some time off of work, and in which case I did, although I was still working slightly from home, and just to get all of my loose ends squared away. So now that that's all done and I'm feeling a lot more comfortable, I can start to add a routine to my day, make it clear that the voices now, I have done absolutely everything in my power um, to make sure that I am doing everything necessary to provide that the voices I hear in my head are very weird sounding. They sound weird. I mean, I know they're in my head. I put earplugs on. I cancel out all noise, vibrations. Um, and I just sit there and I'll listen to the voices just to hear what they're saying um, in hopes that somewhere there are records being held that will show the unique, they're unique in regards to me. Um, that it's to me, they're addressing all these like belligerent, belittling things to me, and in which case, eventually to identify, um, well, this is to say that they sound weird and they sound like real people. And this is my not belief necessarily, but this is one of the um, this is one of the ideas presented t- based on what they sound like. Along with, I also believe that it could also just be a medical condition. I'm not ruling that out. I'm just making sure I cover all my bases. So with that said, if there are records being held, I can hear them clearly. I'm canceling out noise um, and just doing little experiments like playing music, seeing if they talk over it, making sure, seeing if my neighbors hear without asking. You would assume if you're screaming or crying that your neighbors would eventually call um, or come and check on you, in which case they don't. So I just assume that they can't hear me as much as I can't hear them. So any voices that I hear are in my head. Plus, I do video recordings to record what's in my surroundings. Just a whole like crap load of just ways to provide evidence that, hey, I hear voices in my head. Yes, I'm not joking. This is actually real. I'm not making it up. I went and I had an abnormal EEG was done. Uh, or an EEG was done, but it came out abnormal. I'm so sorry. I feel like something is playing with my head when I'm discussing it. And that provides evidence that there's abnormal activity. Um, and then going to ENT because I have trouble hearing, in which to cancel or rule out that it's my hearing itself. It's the voice, rather, it's the voices in my head. Seeing a neurologist, seeing just every specialist necessary, cardiologist, say this is where I'm at health-wise, and if anything were to happen to me, then over time they can start to do some research or study as to how it progressed, my condition, how it progressed into either, if it affected my heart, if it affected my lungs, if it affected my organs in some way, if it affects me, if it aged me, if it slowed me down, my cognitive processing, development, whatever. So just making sure that there are markers set, because it's every 7 years that they start to delete these records or get rid of them. So I want to make sure that I have something, and then I can, around that, the next round or next 7 years, right before then, I take another one. And so if there's a change at all, then they'll continue to carry on with the first records I took, whether it be MRI, if there's shrinkage, if there is brain damage, if there is anything at all, there are markers, and they'll need to, test to see the differences in the markers, provided the images. So aside from that, I also wanted to discuss the medications. Medications they don't make you gain weight. I don't have terrible side effects. I don't have side effects at all. But the voices don't change. I still hear them clear as day, but they don't cause me any problems. And nonetheless, I'm seeking medical professionals while I'm taking the medication, just to make sure that everything's being treated accordingly. If anything, then I stop it immediately, and in which case I can get the medical attention necessary. So that said, this is what I'm taking. I am taking Loricidone. Okay. I was prescribed Risperidone. I was also prescribed Lamotrigine. Okay. And lastly, sorry, the rest are all the same. Buropion, I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, and I can't forget Trazodone. Oh shit. It's kind of crammed in here. Plus I take all my vitamins, prenatals, even though I'm not pregnant. They're good for you. My hair's falling out, so I take Rogaine, and Nutrafol. I just recently did a weight loss procedure, so bromelain helps with swelling, and yeah, the voices keep saying they're going to make my hair continue to fall out. They're screaming in my head. They say not just derogatory, but threatening. They make threats in regards to me and my health, and how they're gonna affect me if I don't stop discussing them. And that they have full control of my circumstances and the people that I'm involved with. So that way I don't report when I'm being abused. I'm not doing that. I'm reporting every time someone takes advantage or abuses me, period. I want records involved with everything, everybody I've been involved with, what words were exchanged, who was present, how much money was allotted to bring those entities to get involved, like the police department. All of that requires financial funding. And that's really how I'm covering my bases medically and in regards to whether or not this is like some weird criminal operation, and I'm not as delusional as I may sound at the moment. So it's been my saving grace. That's what I've been doing. Yeah, just don't believe a word the voices say. The medications do not cause side effects as far as I've understood. They try to deter me away from that, make me feel uncomfortable, and make me feel like I was a drug addict when I was really getting prescribed medication. Try to make me feel insecure. Everything you can think of, they tried. These voices were they were doing cartwheels, and just to get me to refrain from medical attention and to refrain from calling the police department and to be abused, be manipulated, to look for alternative ways to medicate and to traffic me out of my place of residence onto the street, and to basically so that I lose credibility and so that I lose everything, and therefore and then out on the street I go. That is the agenda of the voices, and just to make you look like you're not seeking assistance. Bull crap. I'm seeking assistance. I'm seeking financial assistance for everything and medical attention for everything. And if there's anybody who crosses me, I am calling the cops. Period. I do not care how innocent. If the voices, they're always trying to make it seem as though they're real people. Hey, we're real people. Hey, we have control of your situation. Ha ha ha. Your blah 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 is doing this to you. Your ha 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 ha. All that weird stuff. And I'm like, nope, cutting it out. If it happens, I'm calling the cops. I want it documented. Period. I want it documented. I want everything documented. And then I'm making these videos, posting them online as often as I possibly can, because I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of everything that I've had to go through, and this is not about to be going down in vain. Like, that's just not happening. So this is my confidence that I have this really under control, and I'm not gonna release control for anyone or anything. Period. I feel like the voices somehow have their hands tied. Therefore, the reason why I am not dead. And so at this point, I want to just make an effort to try and get involved, get financial assistance, and make it very, like, if there are at all records involved, to make it clear that they're deliberately trying to sabotage my life. And that is all I'm after if, God forbid, this were really an organization and I'm not delusional, which a lot of us are saying. So I don't know what's in regards to the voices. I don't know what's what. I don't want to assume anything. I'm just taking full precaution, and making sure that I dot my I's and cross my T's, and I'm on all my P's and Q's, and anybody that crosses me can't say anything about me, and that way I can call the cops and legitimately give a report if ever someone crosses me. All right, that's all I have to say. Sorry, this is a really long video, but I had to. All right, talk soon.